The Edo State governor is angry with Peter Obi for reasons that are not far-fetched. The rising star of Peter Obi and the coalition to which he belongs can only anger the likes of Governor Monday Okpebholo of Edo State, who is on the platform of the sinking All Progressives Congress. We cannot and should not run away from that factor, that this governor of Edo State belongs to the ruling party, a party that is ruling and misruling. Even though he expressed joy that the APC has finally buried the remnant of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State. So as he is celebrating that, while he is celebrating that, it coincided with the visitation of Peter Obi. I hope he went by invitation to St. Philomena Catholic Hospital School of Nursing Sciences, where he is said to have donated 15 million naira for completion of some projects in the school. And Okpebholo wonders in what he said, that where did he get such amount of money? But he hung his anger against Peter Obi on saying that his coming to Edo State coincided with resurgence of violence in the state. So he has not told us what led to the violence. In his own words, as quoted in the newspapers, the coming of Peter Obi to Edo State coincided with resurgence of violence in the state. So somebody who is happy that the APC has seen the last of the People's Democratic Party in Edo State, when the last federal legislator from Edo State defected into the All Progressives Congress, against which some opposition political parties have formed a coalition. So the basis of his anger is that somebody who belongs to a strong pillar and cynosure, actually Peter Obi is the cynosure of the opposition forming the coalition. So coming to Edo State and receiving such a crowd could only be sadness to a governor like Okpebholo. We must grant that. And common Nigerians must know that the opposition political party belongs to them, as a way out of the current predicament as in 2015. The only thing we should be concerned about is to monitor the coalition meticulously so that it doesn't end as the All Progressive Congress has ended, creating more hardship than inherited, adding herdsmen terrorism to the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, as I keep saying. And upon that, removing fuel subsidies, electricity subsidies, and other subsidies, leaving nothing for Nigerians to enjoy in the name of having petroleum in Nigeria. And upon that, sinking Nigeria in debts such that every project must be tied to a loan. So what are you doing with our petroleum revenue? You say you are transferring funds to indigent households. And I ask, how many countries have developed from transferring funds to indigent households? I want to ally myself with Governor Okpebholo in one sense that Peter Obi is no longer a common Nigerian. Yes, he has reached a status where he draws crowd wherever he goes. So from that perspective, I don't think it will be too much for the governor to say, next time Peter Obi is coming to the state, he should be informed for security reasons. And I hope it will not be more than that, because I could see hatred, anger, beyond anger, hatred in the voice of the governor. Last week, I'm quoting him, last week, we finally buried the PDP in Edo State. So that is his joy. It is as if Peter Obi came to spoil his joy. But the law does not give him the power to ban any Nigerian from visiting Edo State. So if it is about telling him so that he can put security in place and not to harass Peter Obi and those who will welcome him and celebrate him, it must not be that. But if it is about pulling crowd and creating commotion, which can lead to stampede, I see sense in what the governor has said, along with hatred. And so the governor must be warned not to allow his hatred for the opposition to make him run counter Nigeria's law of freedom of association, freedom of movement. So that is my perspective. And having warned the governor, I also want to warn the Catholic Church and Peter Obi and the Catholic Church. Because I am aware of an instance in the Catholic Diocese of Oyo when the members wanted to invite a politician. Some members opposed it. Say, we don't want, if he's coming to our church, he must not come with political followers. We don't want to turn our church into a political arena. Yes, but we know that our politicians hide or under Islam and Christianity to perpetrate corruption, injustice, even violence, such as against the Boko Haram Muslim community that did not attack anybody other than the Fulani Muslim imperialists accused them of unorthodox Islam. The Boko Haram Muslim community was peaceful under the presidency of Olusegun Obasanjo. Those of us who are old enough to know, we should know. That's, and of course, Femi Fani-Kayode, a former minister under Obasanjo, said he was told that Obasanjo was told to use the army against the community, and he refused. Whereas Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, as the vice president to President Olusegun Obasanjo then, said he told Obasanjo to use the army against the group, and that he did, even though he did not. So politicians are known for lying, and for hiding behind religion to perpetrate injustices in Nigeria, which is one of the things we are looking forward to from Peter Obi and the coalition, to free Nigeria from religious encumbrances as stipulated by the constitution that prohibits state religion. So this is very important. Governor Monday Okpebholo must be mindful of his actions, not to run contra Nigeria's law that guarantees freedom of movement, freedom of association. His fanaticism and anger against the opposition, despite the misrule of the All Progressive Congress, with particular reference to a governor, to a president that is perpetuating the war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, herdsmen terrorism, and removing subsidies from basic necessities of life to be subsidizing pilgrimages and funding pilgrimage boards for privileged Christians and Muslims. These are the type of injustices we are expecting that President Peter Obi will eradicate. So the Catholic Church and Peter Obi in particular must be mindful of their actions, the extent to which they continue to impose Christianity and Islam on Nigeria. It's not good for the health of Nigeria. It's the reason Nigeria is what it is, retrogressive rather than progressive. Just take that singular act. You remove subsidies from basic necessities of life, including electricity, education for our children, only to be asking our children to come for loan. Pilgrims are not to come for loan. They subsidize for them. So, and one fear I have of Peter Obi is about this being fanatically Catholic. I don't want to say it's more Catholic than the Pope, but the Catholic Church should be careful the way they contribute to politicization of religion, which is breeding inequities, injustices, and protecting the corrupt rulers. They are hiding behind that, Islam and Christianity. And that's what Karl Marx says, religion is the opium of the people. When they go to church, they have been told Jesus is the answer. So don't worry yourself whatever they do to your rulers do to you. Jesus is the answer. Quran is the answer. This is the garbage troubling the brain of too many Nigerians. And Peter Obi and the Catholic Church must be very careful. That is the truth of the matter. So Okpebholo is mad against the opposition and is joyful that last week we buried the remains of the PDP in Edo State. So that's part of the statement he made. But as I said, for security reasons and the status of Peter Obi, which nobody can deny, and we are happy about it, but our expectation and anticipation is that he will liberate Nigeria from religious, political, and economic injustices. So he must be mindful of his actions. He must be mindful of his actions. We must not run away from that. You see it? So I don't support anybody blindly. No. If I were, I would have been a supporter of Muhammadu Buhari. But in 2015, before we voted, I saw his poster, I will defeat Boko Haram. That was my saddest day in 2015 and leading to my not voting for anybody because I didn't know was I to vote for Jonathan, who spent 4 years perpetuating war against the Boko Haram Muslim community, corruption and war against Boko Haram Muslim community, or Muhammadu Buhari, who said he will continue to wage the war against Boko Haram? So Peter Obi and the coalition, I hope they are all listening to me, or their followers are telling them some of the things, some of our concerns, some of us who are critical of what is going on in Nigeria. Okpebholo must put the hand of his child in his bambariga. And Peter Obi must also be mindful of the position he is seeking to occupy. We want the past to put it behind us, but anything to be reminding us of politicization of Islam and Christianity, because without Islam, nobody will be talking of all the terrorist organizations, even the kidnappers and the armed bandits. They are den. It's in the north, the Muslim north. That's their den. So we have periphery here, but over there, oh my God. Look at, it started in the northeast, and now northwest is tasting the music, because those who started it are from the northeast, northwest. Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, northwest. Muhammadu Buhari, northwest, and beyond that from the same Katsina state. Umaru Musa Yar'Adua brought war against Boko Haram. Muhammadu Buhari brought herdsmen terrorism. Jonathan perpetuated the war against Boko Haram. Muhammadu Buhari perpetuated war against Boko Haram, herdsmen terrorism. Bola Ahmed Tinubu is perpetuating all and sundry. And added to that, fuel subsidy is gone. All other subsidies are gone. So, I rest my case. Okpebholo must not stop Peter Obi from going to Edo State or anywhere else, other than to let the governor know for security purposes and to feel security, and not to find any excuse why Obi must not come to Edo State. Nigeria belongs to all of us. So you are governor today, you will not be governor tomorrow. Somebody was there yesterday and somebody will be there tomorrow. Many years after you are gone and nobody even remembers your name.